Okay guys, first things first, I'd like to give a big thank you to all my subscribers who helped me hit 1k subs yesterday. I think I'm at 1006 right now. Really great trademark, and it's been a long journey on YouTube playing Ark. So I'd like to thank all the people who actually took the time to watch my videos and subscribe and actually enjoyed them. So with further ado, what we're going to be talking about today are Ark Mobile PVP tips. Everyone thinks I'm a noob at Ark for some reason, weird. But let's start up now. The first tip number 1, is to pick a server with medium population. A lot of gamers think a low server is the way to go, but if you piss anyone off or draw too much attention to you, the alphas will make your life hell. Now there are a lot of players on medium servers that maybe aren't too good and are like medium, but if you're the only low level player on a small server where everyone knows each other, they're gonna raid you because you're the only target they can really find. So go to medium servers where you can at least see over 10 people a day. Number 2, hidden raft or caves are the way to go. A lot of people think a good base spot is somewhere flat with a lot of space, but a lot of space equals a lot of protection and a lot of turrets. So raft baits seem to be the best way to go just for starting, because you can move, grind, and tame as you want from spot to spot. You go to Herbie to get some iron, then you tame a PT. Herbie, by the way, is also a dangerous spot because people always go there to grind metal, so you want to be careful. And I would say have a raft that's your home base with protection and possibly plant X, and have a base they use for grinding, which you will take. When you're first starting out, it's okay to use your base for both, but eventually as you store more stuff you would like to not lose, I would say do that. Also because rafts are super easy to raid. Also watch some videos on how to build PvP rafts because they're different from your regular rafts. Some people just play stuff. You actually have to glitch the stone into the foundation to make it work, and usually if you have stone glitched into the foundation, it does take C4 for them to break through. So that's something you need. Other thing I would say, tip, get yourself a high level Ichty or any other fast ocean tame. This will come in handy because every time you log off, you're supposed to keep your raft on the boundary. Also keep in mind you don't want to keep the bed or the actual thing you used to get into the raft on the boundary. If not, you're not going to be able to get your raft back. So you want to make sure you don't do either of those things. Get yourself a high level Ichty so you can swim around the ocean. If you need some iron, level up the storage, the weight, because usually they're good on speed, so just level up the storage. I would say level 145 is ideal. Just get some prime meat or some regular meat, and movement speed is something you want to upgrade so you can actually keep up with them. Worst case, you can literally just tame a level 10, doesn't take that much. Little prime meat, some soothing bomb if you're watching your Amber ads, super easy. Caves are another great spot for a base, but they're also a pain. To find one, I would say get a heart to find one, then place some plant X and just put the things you need the most in some storage boxes and hide them somewhere in the cave and put a gate at the front. But if at any point someone realizes that's where you live, it won't be too hard to raid. So only go when you need to store major stuff inside, like maybe you craft a turret early on in the game. If you have the airy turret engram and somehow you're able to craft one by level 30, I would say this is the place to hide it, or just put it on your base for protection. And there you go. Remember, everything in the ocean also aggroes on you, so that's another thing you want to keep in mind, so just be very careful of that. Tip number 3, make friends with big tribes. This can be hard but not really impossible, you just need allies. Tip number 4, do the pursuits for good weapons. Tip number 5, be aggressive. Shoot first, ask questions last. Usually on servers PvP, when just starting out, I try to be as passive as possible and find the most friends, but if someone looks like they're gonna kill you, kill them first. I mean, even just pulling out a weapon and you can kill this guy right off the bat, just kill him and take his stuff. It's really not that hard. Tip number 5, there we go. No amount of plant X can be better than turrets, and don't be lazy, make turret towers. A lot of people think they can just place a bunch of turrets all over the place and not actually make the turret towers. Trust me guys, you need the turret towers. I'd rather grind for hours and be sure my base is safe than have 1 or 2 turrets on my base and lose everything, because it's really not that hard. And then Plant X is good to have with turrets. Without turrets, it's not that great because they shoot slow and they don't do that much damage. So if someone with a high level RG decides they want to tank the hits and just go for your base, they possibly could do it. Another thing about the Plant X, don't keep them directly on top of your base. It's okay to have like 3 on top, but you want to spread them out all over the base, because with a lot of bases I raid that have Plant X, you can literally just run up to the door and the Plant X can't hit you from there. So make sure you spread it out. Put one right in front of the door, one inside the base. Have a fake door leading to the real door, and you can also stack foundations and stack doors. So by the time they're breaking through those 2 doors, there's also a Plant X that they have to kill. Then they have to break through 4 more doors. It's gonna be really stressful for them. And then they're also getting hit from outside because you spread them out. If you're looking for Plant X armor, go watch my video. I'll plug it in. But from what I heard from one of my subscribers, the Plant X thing armor glitch has been patched, which is weird because it's supposed to be an actual mechanic on the game. So that is weird. Tip number 7, note runs will level you up really fast. Tip number 8, scout the area where the most resources are and then decide if you can move there. Think of how many mega bases are there and how many people are gonna fight to actually keep the resources, and if it's not too many, go ahead for it. Tip number 9, a low level farming dino is better than no dino. Literally with just a couple arrows, or even what's it called, a bola and a bat, or even a not a boomerang. We don't have boomerangs on mobile. What's the thing? Slingshot. Yeah, a slingshot is one of the funniest ways to knock out a trike. Make sure it's a low level. Remember, headshots do less damage. You want to keep it running around so you can actually hit the body, and make sure there are not a lot of trikes in the area, because if you aggro one, all the others will get mad and absolutely kill you. It's ridiculous how much damage they do when they're together. Tip number 10, make trades with big tribes. This can also help with tip number 3, making friends, because if you're trading with someone a lot, you keep a strong established relationship with them, and they know these are people I'm trading with, so they're usually okay with helping you because you're also giving them resources. At level 20 on my server, we were able to trade with the Alpha tribe, and they gave us some saddles or creatures we weren't even supposed to have. Yeah. Tip number 11, know who you're raiding, because you don't want a mega tribe hunting you down until you're the level to fight against a mega tribe. Tip number 12, don't build big if you can't protect big. So if you have a big base, you're obviously going to draw a lot of attention to yourself. It looks nice and it's aesthetically pleasing, but it doesn't matter how big your base is, you're just going to get raided if you don't have the correct protection. So rather go with a small base with 1 or 2 turrets and grind up to the point you can have enough turret towers to actually protect the big base, and enough tribe mates too. I tried doing solo. I tried making a mega base solo one time, and it's pretty stressful, really stressful doing it alone. Tip number 13, use your levels wisely. Don't over level stamina and wonder why you can't kill a bug. That's basic knowledge. Tip number 14, always watch Amber ads. Buy Soothing Balm when needed. I literally go on expeditions all over the island and come back with like 3 RGs, maybe a wolf. I don't plan to tame, but I always have Amber on me, and sometimes trank arrows, so I can just knock any creature I want out and just randomly tame it. It's 3 times for 10 Amber. Don't waste your time on the 40 Amber. Just run some caves and you should be good. Tip number 15, only good place for kiting are the caves. Don't be afraid. Tame or no tame, you need cementing paste. A lot of people try to go to the swamp and kill creatures and wait for bugs to come. That's lame. People hunt snails. Don't hunt snails, tame the snail. You do need the cakes, and I've never actually made the cake normally, but what you can do is buy it from the Amber store, which they're good, but make sure you have a decent base, because for some reason the 2 tames that I get killed the most are the snail and the Fioma. For some reason raiders just hate those 2 tames. I don't know, because I guess the Fioma gives you poop for your plants, which should be a tip in its own. Tame a Fioma and feed it stimberry for poop, and the snail is for cementing paste. But for some reason everyone always wants to kill those 2 tames whenever they get the chance. It's like they're focused on them. You see an RG here, you see an Anki on the other side, but you go for the freaking Fioma. I don't get it, but you do you. Tip 16, buy the journeyman tools for the Amber. from the Ember shop, and it will help. This will also help for the cave. The only thing you need to worry about Hunter's Cave is where I would recommend you getting your chitin from, is the snakes and the arthropleura. With the scorpions, maybe get like a pike or just hit them really fast so they die before they can kill you, and you should be fine. Carry some stem berries on you. The snakes and arthros are the only real issue. If you get a decent bow before you enter the cave, after killing a few spiders, you get like 6 to 10 arrows per spider. Just loot the bags and kill the arthros or the snakes from a safe distance. If you do decide you want to tame, it's not really that hard. You can do it with the raptor. I would recommend the saber or direwolf, which are tames that don't really spawn close to Hunter's Cave. So a decent level raptor with health and just spam attacks should be good enough for you. Tip 17. River rocks are good for metal if you can't get to the metal spawn. Again, use your journeyman weapons you got from the Ember shop and just go crazy on those river rocks. Especially on double XP days, you get a bunch of metal if you can't make it. These, of course, this is before you can tame an Anki and RG and fly over to the metal spawns. Another thing I will say about this, if you have an ascendant pick, during double XP, make sure you mine a lot, because it's gonna give you a lot of amber. I don't know if it's the same with the crowbar, but during double XP you get like 4 per every 3 rocks, which is crazy. I don't know if anyone else gets that much, but that's how much you get. Tip 18. Hard work pays off. Enough said. Tip 19. Build in a position that can only be attacked from one spot. Icebergs are a good place, but you know, big base, big area equals more turrets. And also, this is landlocked. You want somewhere that's landlocked, somewhere people can't just walk towards you, because sometimes people try to raid your base. The behemoth gates and behemoth walls are good options. Most of you should know you can have the small gates, not the small gates, the small, I don't know exactly what they're called, but you can place big gates on the small other things, and they take up more space and more damage. And if you place them well, you can kind of hide them so people think they're regular behemoth gates, but they protect you. Yeah, but with the icebergs, they are fighting against 2 different things: the cold and water. They're landlocked, so I mean they're gonna swim to you or fly to you. If they're swimming, they're gonna die, so they're probably gonna fly with you. So you know you have to protect yourself from the air, so you can only pretty much be rated from one spot. Tip number 21. Pick good tribe mates. You want tribe mates that actually know what they're doing. Don't just allow anyone on the server to join your tribe. I used to do this, and it was a big flaw, because most of the guys I was letting into my tribe were noobs. And I remember one time when I was low off on the server, I built a bunch of crop plots, placed them around the base. I put the poop and everything, and all I said was go to the swamp and get some plant X quickly because someone's coming to raid us. And when I came back, our base was gone. And when I asked them about the plant X, they asked me what plant X was. And I was like, but I told you it's that plant that you can get in the swamp. And they're like, yeah, the swamp is scary. So I left that server immediately after. Tip 22. Pick up the loot drops. I mean, I've literally found metal at level 5. And not level 5. I think you have to be level 25 to pick up the blue ones. 25, 45. They're all different levels, but you can get some decent blueprints out of them and different stuff. You can get some stuff that are a little bit higher than your level. I think I was level 30 when I found the metal blueprint, because that's the level you need to be for the, I can't remember what the colors stand for, but I know they're the deep sea ones, which if you have fast swimming or an ichthy, go ahead and go for the deep sea ones. But remember, aggro. Every single creature in the ocean will automatically aggro on you, so that's one thing you want to keep in mind. Tip 22. RGs are easy tame, so don't be intimidated. I know they can be bullied, but literally just get a decent bow. If you want to do the hunt a dillo challenge, you can get a decent bow from that. Kill some jellyfish or toxicant. Their torpor doesn't even drop that high, so if you're saving amber like you're supposed to, you can use your 3-time shooting bomb to tame them really quick. Just knock them out the air. They fly slow. Literally just keep shooting them till they fall down and feed them what you want. Remember, a low level farming dino is better than no dino. You don't have to go crazy if you don't want to. You don't have to get a level 100. Surely if you only have 3-time suit. Tip 23, farm. There's going to be a point in the game where you're not getting raided and you think everything's just going to go smoothly. Trust me, guys. Farm. That's the only thing you need. Get as much metal, stone before it's too late, because I'm telling you guys, I was at that position at one point. Everything's going smoothly. You have enough turrets to protect you from pretty much everyone on the server, and then something stupid happens, like you get incited and they kill all your tames and destroy everything you have. Or one day the alpha tribe decides they don't like you anymore and they're gonna raid you. So farm and always be ready to put up more protection. Sometimes some of these mega bases have a bunch of turret towers, and some of the turrets don't even have ammo in them. If you're a raider and this is potentially good news to you, then yeah, but some of these turret towers don't even have ammo. They're just up there for intimidation. If you've ever seen a iceberg that looks like a freaking gun show, I would not recommend flying through them, because I said some, not all of them. But if you do find a way to soak on mobile, which is a little bit harder than usual, I've seen people soak with Terries. I've tried it, not really the best way. I've seen on PC you can soak with trikes. I can get my trike to like 5k plus health. Still not the best for. The only time I've seen someone successfully soak and raid me was with 3 Brontos, and it was actually a sight to see. This is before I started YouTube, and it was the greatest raid ever. Like, I was the one getting raided, but I had to commend them. I wish I could remember their name. I think they were Dino Squad or something stupid like that, but still, it was one of the greatest raids I've ever seen on mobile. It was like impeccable. I'm not even sure how they were able to get the dinos to the island we were on, because it was landlocked. All I remember is walking outside, our plants are going crazy, turrets are shooting, and I see a Bronto. And I remember I was so taken back that I didn't know what exactly to do, because they were picking up our tribe mates with Pteras and just dropping them out the sky. It's pretty hectic, you know. They had rockets. What I tried to do in panic was I got a grapple, I shot the Bronto and tried hitting him, but then I just see a Ptera swoop down and drop me. So yeah, that was a way we got raided. Brontos are a good soaking mechanism for PvP. Also, a lot of people are intimidated by the Brontos just because they're big. They're not Titans. Some people think of them like Titans. Literally, Trank Arrow is the same thing. Headshot multiplier. If you have a decent bow like Little Officer Hunt, it shouldn't be too hard to tame like a level 100. Just get yourself somewhere they can't reach you and make sure your shots are on point, and it should be pretty easy to knock them out. Use your Ambers again, your Soothing Bomb. Actually, this one I would say get 10 times if it's a decent level. If you're using it for soaking, you're gonna need a high level, so I would say run the Hunter's Cave, because that seems to give the most Soothing Bomb, and you should be good. Tip 25, our last tip but not the least. Remember, all these tips are in no order, by the way. If you see a jellyfish, kill it for toxicant. This is for my early on players. If you have the RAFT base like I told you to, kill any jellyfish you see. How do you kill a jellyfish? With a bow. Or you could make them follow you close to land. Hopefully they are close to land, and get within distance where they can't really get on the land, but they're close enough, and just hit them with like a pike, pick. It does the same. Well, your best damaging weapon. I'm gonna guess you're close enough to them to actually do the damage, so use this. Some people forget that jellyfish give toxicant, which is actually better than narcotics. You know, I've literally been flying to random places, just seen a jellyfish, killed them, and came back with a pack of wolves, you know. So it helps, it's good. It's been your boy Chris Starfire. Once again, thank you for 1k subs, and hopefully we keep on growing, boys. See you later.